What's up everyone, Anime Infection here with the Wayfinder Information Weekly. This will be about everything that's happened up to this point, and without further ado, let's get into it. So the first part of this, we're going to start with the Wayfinder servers and what's been going on with them. So as most of you have may known, everything up until roughly, I would say about Saturday evening, at least for me, I was not able to get into the Wayfinder servers. I had extreme amounts of difficulty, everything from long queue times to all the way to just getting down to the very end of that queue and then completely getting kicked out. So in that regard, I did get to play roughly around Saturday evening, and I got to play I would say about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, give or take. It was hard for me to make judgment as far as in regards to that. Now, it seems to me that both the developers as well as the community for Wayfinders, they are doing their utmost to try to get the servers up and running. A lot of people had issues where the application wouldn't even open up. I'm taking under assumption that was due to PC. Because I'm a console player, I never really saw any of that. The most I've ever saw was the queue times got really long. I'd get down to the very bottom of the queue and then get kicked out. On Sunday, things got a little bit better, especially with the queue, and that was pretty much all in regards to all the updates they've been giving us. And again, you know, I watched the Discord, I was watching the stream, I was watching everybody chat about how, you know, we paid for this should be better work, there should be better things going on. And again, I can't express this enough. I'm gonna say it again. I know I sound like a broken record, but this is an open paid beta. You, the player, has decided to pay to play this game, early access, to give it a try, and this is the whole point of the open beta early access. It's so that way we can get all the bugs out before the game goes completely free to play, and then everyone else, not just ourselves, but everyone else is also having a hard time. So for me, paying for the early access was not really a bad thing. I think there's a lot of benefit to it, especially since we get to play the game and go through the storyline. I do think it is a lot of fun, especially when I was getting time into it. Getting back to the whole server issues, the servers have seemed to have gotten a lot better, and then they got a lot worse. When it was roughly around Monday, I saw the queue go as high as 30,000. Late afternoon, it was about the same. It was about somewhere between 30,000 and 25,000. Again, the community for Wayfinders as well as the developers apologized and said that they were working on trying to get the queues to be short in length. They were running a bunch of tests and patches to see what was going on. Roughly going into Tuesday, things got moderately better. I did notice that my queue time went from that 30 to 25,000 to 7 to about 5,000, give or take. That was a lot better. It seemed that I didn't have to wait to play the game as long. It seemed like it took me roughly about 30 to 45 minutes to hop into the Wayfinder game, and then at that point I was able to play at least 1 to 2 hours before the game glitched out or errored out or got kicked, and then I would hop in again. I was able to do this at least twice Tuesday night, and I ended up getting a lot done as far as when it came to the gameplay, storyline, doing side quests and everything else. So I definitely feel valued. I definitely feel like the game had a lot of momentum and a lot of progress. Going into this evening, you know, I was playing 3-4 solid hours straight after coming home from work. The gameplay was absolutely amazing. I had no trouble. The only thing I did notice slightly, and if anybody has noticed this, please comment in below, is that I did notice that when I would teleport, whether to be to the home base or in the Highlands or anywhere else, it seems like the as far as teleporting, it seems like it was taking a bit of time. It would lag for just a moment, and then roughly after like a minute or two, it would kick in, and then you'd finally get teleported through. I'm wondering if that was because there was a lot of people. I do know that when people were teleporting from one location to another, they just get kicked and then they get back in the queue, which ended up being very frustrating. I do know that the developers were working on that, just because they did notice a lot of people were getting kicked as they were teleporting, or they were going into a dungeon or finishing a dungeon. So it's good that they're making major updates and major fixes to the things that we were having massive issues with. And as far as with the servers are concerned, they look like they're getting a lot better. I can't really see them getting worse. The servers are a little bit on the glitchy side. As far as if anybody's gotten kicked, I am really sorry. I don't think that's something they're doing intentional. I do see that there is great improvement with that. We should try to stay positive and give them our absolute best and tell them thank you for all the hard work they're putting in. Not only did they put in that hard work over the weekend, but they're doing it through the week, and now that their full team is here during the week, they should be able to get a lot more done with the weekend. It seems like to me, at least from what Solidus and Snarf said, it looks like they run a skeleton crew. That's not really all that surprising when it's the weekend. You know, these developers as well as these moderators, you know, they need to take days off too. They need to rest. They need to get their relaxation in just like the rest of us do. When it comes to gameplay, I'm not really noticing too many issues, to be perfectly honest. I am noticing that side quests and main missions are fairly easy to do, especially with a team, whether you go into a lost area or you're just on the open world. It doesn't really seem that I'm having too much difficulty. I don't really see any glitches or any kind of errors that I'm noticing where you know, there's an item I'm unable to pick up. I am noticing like resources, that would maybe be the one glitch, whether it's in a lost area or open world. I do notice that, you know, you may see one item and you use your weapon to attack it to get to grab that resource, but then I've seen other resources where they're sparkling and they're there, and yet the resource is unattainable. I don't know if that's a glitch or not. I'm pretty sure that they're probably looking into it. I know there's been a lot of talk about the item store where, you know, we have these tons of accessories, yet for some odd reason we are unable to sell the accessories we no longer need. So hopefully that will get fixed somewhere down the line. I am pretty positive that they will get that fixed. I think the biggest issue, the major issue, is that they want to make sure everybody gets on and is able to play without having to get kicked. To me, I think that that's more of a priority than worrying about our items. If we don't have like a full item bag or a full inventory and there is no limit, I don't really see there be any issue of us holding on to our items until they get that small little bug fixed as far as with our accessories. Now, as far as what they have planned for us in the future, well, they did release a roadmap. I will put that link in the video down below so you guys can take a look at that, definitely that roadmap. Again, you know, they seem like they have a really good idea of what's going on. They're getting everybody that bought Founders Pack as well as Rune Silver. They are getting those fixed as quickly as possible. Again, it's only been a week. We really need to be a little bit more patient. Continue playing the storyline, continue playing the game. Worst case scenario, a lot of that stuff is only glamour, and while granted you can buy the characters, you can buy the weapons with Rune Silver, to me, at least in my perspective, I like farming for the characters. I like farming for the weapons because I feel like a sense of achievement that, oh, okay, well, I was able to clear this boss, so now I got the item I need, and now I can build this weapon or I can build this character. It's definitely a lot similar to Warframe's build, where, you know, you can either purchase the Prime pack to get that Prime that's currently out, or you can farm the Prime. The only positive and negatives to it is that, well, granted, if you buy the Prime Pack, you also get all the accessories and all the weapons right then and there. So that's the positive with the Prime Pack. The negative is you have to spend that, that $80 in order for you to get it, US dollars. Now, in regards to Warframe, as far as farming it, you have to get these things called relics. And you can farm all the weapons and accessories that way. Now, as far as anything that's glamorous, you still got to pay for it, but that's only if you really have to have it. With Wayfinder, it's about the same thing. There are glamours in there. There are things that kind of look cool, but for me, at this very moment, I want to focus on the gaming. I want to focus on earning the weapons. I'm getting really close for Niss's next weapon. It seems to me as I progress further through the game, I notice that more of the rare items are available, and hopefully as I get closer towards the end game, those items will all be in my inventory, and I can start making weapons for Niss, as well as some characters. Next thing I want to talk about is the reward tower. Now, I do notice that, granted, you can buy the keys. However, I feel like spending rune silver on keys seems like a waste of money, especially when you are given the option to not only do it through the main storyline, but through the side quests as well. I do believe if you're willing to spend the time to do those side quests as well as the main mission as quickly as you can, I believe you can get the stuff in the Founders Season 1 as well as Season 2 when it does come out. At this point, I did look at that, and I do know that's where you get Venomous, which is kind of cool. Don't get me wrong, I do want Venomous pretty badly, but at the same time, I'm also learning the gameplay as well as the character Niss. I don't have her completely maxed out yet. I don't even have my weapon maxed out. So that's going to be a bit of an interesting aspect to see what happens after I level her. Now, as far as the reward tower goes, there are mostly in there, from what I see, is either glamours. So basically anything to make your blades look really cool or make your gun look really cool. Because it is Venomous Season 1 Founder Pack, it kind of has a Venomous theme to it. So it's all poison related type of items, especially with the glamours. And you can get other things for your house. You can get accessories, you can get artwork. There's a lot to be obtained within this Founders 1 Season Pack. Now, since we are on the reward tower, as well as you guys investing in the Founders Pack, I will say this much: I did buy the Exalted Pack. Granted, it is true that I did not get as much gameplay as I would like within this past week. However, as I said earlier, I do think that they are getting a lot better with the queue time. As far as today, when I logged in, it was roughly around 6 p.m. Central Time, and the queue was only in 1,500. That was absolutely incredible. I couldn't believe how short it was. So I took some time and I did some other things, and before you know it, within less than 20 minutes, I was already in. With that being said, the other stuff that I'm looking forward to is earning those characters, as I said before, earning the weapons. However, if you guys have any interest in some things that you would like me to cover or would you want to know about, please put it in the comments below. I am going to release some other content about how the gameplay is, as far as how to do certain things or how to clear this dungeon or what you can find in these dungeons. Everything from the map to the gameplay to the roadmap or any big major news, I will start reporting on it. As far as news, I'm not going to do this every day. I feel between my job and as well as trying to be a content creator, I feel that's going to be a bit much. So the best course of action, at least for me, is that I'm going to be doing these Wayfinder information weeklies once a week so that way I can just kind of cover everything at once and do it in segments. So if there is something you guys do want me to cover in the Wayfinder Information Weekly, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to cover it if it's something of interest. Especially if a lot of people are talking about it, I would like to get everyone's opinion on that matter. But for the time being, these are my thoughts. This is what I think, and I'm looking forward to doing some more gameplay tomorrow. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Wayfinder Information Weekly. This is Anime Infection, and I'll see you soon.